Folding a locking elbow. This video will show you how to fold a locking elbow. A locking elbow is a corner piece that connects sticks or beams together. You will use this crease pattern to create your locking elbow. You can copy this crease pattern and use the dimensions indicated in the diagram, or you can enlarge or decrease the dimensions as desired, as long as all the lines are proportional. The red lines are valley folds and the blue lines are mountain folds. This area forms the visible sides of the elbow, with the exception of the area used to create the bend in the elbow, which becomes hidden when assembled. The dimensions of this area is 4 inches wide by 4¼ inches tall. This makes the rectangular areas on the right bottom, inside, top, and outside 1 inch each. This area creates the bend in the elbow. The height of this area determines the angle of the bend in the elbow. After assembly, this area will be hidden. The height of this shape is 2 inches, and from the red center line to the top of the blue line is 1 inch. These areas are stops that keep beams from slipping out after assembly. After assembly, these areas will be hidden. The height of these two areas is 1/2 inch. These areas are locks that keep the elbow shape from slipping open after assembly. After assembly, these areas will be hidden. The two areas overlap and interlock to keep the shape together. The dimension of the area on the right-hand side has a width of 1/4 inch. The dimensions of the rectangle on the left-hand side from the edge to the red line, the red vertical line, is also 1/4 inch. From the edge to the blue line is 1 inch, making the area from the red line to the blue line 3/4 of an inch. What is the difference between a stop and a lock? Essentially, the only difference is the location and dimension of the two folds. Both are the same in that each is folded over as a flap that restrains the movement of another inserted fold. The dimensions and location of a lock are more restrictive, meaning that little or no movement is allowed once the two folded sheets are assembled. The stop is more loosely folded, allowing for the two folded objects to slide back and forth within a restricted area, but is still stopped from moving further.
To complete the fold for the locking elbow, you should first pre-crease and score all lines. You begin by folding the top and bottom horizontal lines. Fold the top line over on top using a valley fold. You fold the bottom line under using a mountain fold. You fold the outside edge using a mountain fold. Now I've got an additional line here because on the diagram that I showed you there was a 1/2 inch fold. I'm going to ignore this 1/4 inch line here and go to the second line on each side and use that for my locking sides and fold a mountain fold to fold that under. You then fold the top and bottom lines that are visible under using mountain folds. You then locate the center line, making sure you've got a nice sharp crease there. Unfold it and bring it back together, pushing on the center with your 2 fingers underneath. Then you take your outside fingers and push on the outside edges, and it will start to form into the square shape. You can push it down all the way into the square shape if you desired. Then release and make sure that the edges are nested on the edge. So this edge will nest under this flap. This edge will nest under this flap, and this corner will be inserted into this corner here. Now in order to get this to go together, you might have to actually curve this a little bit. I'm exaggerating it here, but you need to curve it a little bit so you can get all the edges nested. You might have to do the same thing on the other side. Curve it a little bit first, then insert it so you can get all those edges nested. Once you get it nested, make sure you push it all the way inside and then straighten out the inside using your finger. And that completes the fold. I'm now going to show you an optional way to make this fold. And what you're going to be doing is doubling up the layers that form the stop. Let's start the same way we did before by folding down the top horizontal line with a valley fold. Fold under the bottom horizontal line with a mountain fold. This time, when we fold the edges, we're going to fold at the 1/4 inch line to start off with. And we fold over with a mountain fold, and then we fold again at the 1/2 inch line, making a double layer that forms the stop. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Fold over the 1/4 inch, fold it again at the 1/2 inch, making a double layer. This double layer provides an extra thick catch that will catch any beams that you want to insert in there. So it catches there and it forms a better catch and is more securely holds the beam. The disadvantage of this fold is that it makes the fold a little bit more difficult to nest when you're finished. Let's complete the fold as we had before. Fold over a top horizontal line, fold over a bottom horizontal line. You now bring the 2 outside edges, you're actually folding the paper in half. Unfold it, pinch in the center, pinch on the outside to bring the edges together, And then you start to do your nesting process. Now I folded this several times so it's going together quite easily, but you will find that it's a little bit more difficult if you're doing it the very first time, because it's with a double layer, it's a little bit harder to nest it. It also may make this edge buckle a little bit when you fold it. Smooth it out as best you can, and your fold is complete. Now when we insert the beam, it has a better catch and it will actually hold it much more securely.